Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Ketmia.
Welcome. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the. Come on.
This and that chat.
Really?
You know, I thought you were going with slow motion. I thought you had started to do
Well, no, I was trying
and
to.
I was going to follow suit, but then you changed it up.
Welcome to the This and That Chat, where you never know what you're gonna get.
Because we don't
Know what we're gonna give you.
exactly. I couldn't even think about the phrase. So, lots has happened this week.
Listen, this week has been absolutely freaking sane.
Yes.
Forking sane.
Ugh, I hate that word.
Forking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. No, that's not the word. I hate forking. I don't even know that that's a word. Furk. I hate that word.
You told me something about it this week.
Did I? What did I say?
You saw it somewhere?
Yeah, I
on
saw
a
it on
shirt?
a guy's shirt.
Yeah.
And there is a guy from a reality TV show, and I can't remember if it was where he was from, but he coined the phrase "what the furk," which is so stupid.
Well,
I'm
it's
sorry.
easy. It's if you coin something and it takes off,
Yeah.
then you can get pretty famous on it.
You know, the thing is like, I'm not trying to knock on anything political or religious here, but his reasoning is because he is, he was the guy who said he was saving himself for marriage, and he's completely a flirt, a playboy, but he just says, I don't take it that far. I don't have sex. Right? And then apparently he doesn't curse either, because that's why he made the furk. I'm sorry. I just find it childish. There's something, I don't like it.
Well,
It makes me scrunch my nose.
it's like the podcast that we just finished hearing,
Okay.
where where you said, and your statement back to me was solid, where you said that the masses control the direction that people go. And that happened in this podcast, where there was the masses of people asking for something to happen or something to go in a certain direction, and even though it was against the company beliefs, they did it because they were going to lose.
They caved to the masses. And then they lost anyway. Because that's the thing, right?
Well,
when you cave to the masses.
Lose.
I mean, they lost. They had a lawsuit. That's money that was lost.
Yeah, I guess.
And they made bad business decisions for the sake of appeasing a crowd that is not going to get you anywhere.
And it was for a temporary thing.
Right. And I feel that if you look around, you see any company or business that has decided to cater to a specific crowd that is demanding, because that's the thing, they're demanding. We want to see, more of this, or we don't want you to keep so and so on, whatever it is. When we see them cave to the demands of their audience, whatever, of their customers or their clients, then it turns out that company ends up losing a lot. I mean, I feel that this is a kind of slippery slope here, because we can get into things are always tied to politics and, where people lean and all that stuff. But there's plenty of examples out there for people to see how that never works in your favor. And that's not the crazy that we were referring to when we said this week has been crazy.
Correct.
I'm actually sort
I'm,
of in a blur.
you know, I'm still. You hear I have like a frog in my throat.
Uh huh.
I have had 3 bottles of water. I just opened my 4th bottle of water
Uh huh.
in the last 10 minutes.
And what are you feeling? Parched,
Like I'm
dry,
not satisfying
that
my
thirst?
thirst.
Oof.
I don't know. Okay. Anyways, you were saying?
I was saying that I feel like I'm in a little bit of a blur. And I think it's because this Monday was a holiday. So
So
it
should
throws the week off. That is where we're going to start. Absolutely. I'm just saying.
no. We need to start on Friday.
Exactly. That's
Oh.
where we're
Oh.
starting.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's kind of, it's all tied to it. But I'm saying because it's a short week, Tuesday felt like Monday. And then Wednesday felt like Tuesday. And Wednesday's my favorite day. And then today just felt like, what's going on? What day is it? I'm so confused. In fact, one of my sisters sent me a message, a voice note, and in it she said, "Oh, it's Friday, darling, and I know it's your last day of work." And I text her back single lines. It's not Friday.
She thought it was
the
Friday?
Yes, with the with the face that has like the frozen smile. The one that you don't know, the emoji, you don't know what's going on. They're about to kill you. And she told me that it was my other sister's fault because her weekend starts on Thursday. She's off Thursday. So for her, that was her Friday.
So what did she get then? Thursday, Friday off?
She gets Thursday, Friday off. Yes.
And then work Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
Keep it.
I know.
That's horrible.
Horrible. But you know
Horrible.
what? In a way, I've got a couple of coworkers that because they work 410s, they get to have one day of the week off
Yeah,
because
but-
we're
but
not
that's-
open on
but
the
that's
weekends.
only working 4 days.
Correct. But I'm saying there could be benefits to it, because then I see these coworkers, they schedule all of their appointments and the errands they need to run before the weekend comes because we're not open on the weekends. So they get to have the weekend off with their family and they have this extra day in the week that they get a lot done. So, this sister who is working Saturday, Sunday, she's single. She's got the ability to work that weekend. A lot of places pay an extra rate for working the weekend. So, she's not complaining, I don't think. She likes it.
Everyone
It works for her.
likes different things.
Works for her. Just like some people like working overnights. They like working overnights. It's not that they have to. They like working overnights.
I think because I've had an opportunity to try so many different things, I can tell you that the absolute best for me has been what we've had in the last year. Monday through Friday, weekends
you've
off.
never actually
God.
experienced that.
Phenomenal.
Being in retail, you don't get the luxury of having the weekends off. Sundays, kind of, but that was kind of maybe,
yeah.
But having this like textbook Monday through Friday job where
it feels almost weird.
I mean, yeah.
Well, not anymore. When
Yeah.
it first was.
When it first was going on. It's hard, and I feel that your personality, it's very hard for you to like slow down and just stop and just
And being
take a
able
breather.
to take like holidays off, like this weekend, like being able to extend those days. And
Never have you done that before.
Never.
Christmas, and that was because
Pulling teeth.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. So,
So okay, so let's go back.
so
to
where did the crazy start this week? Where did the crazy start this week? Oh my god!
In this moment, I would insert the music, the one that goes.
Do
Like
that again.
The dream sequence.
Oh, okay. Okay, I could see that.
Yeah, my little song wasn't right, but whatever. But
I wish you could find it and actually insert it once you post the podcast, so it's it's there and everybody else can hear it. Because in my mind, I don't even know if what I'm hearing in my mind is what the dream sequence is. And people are going to hear all kinds of different things.
Oh, well.
So,
Anyway, so Friday.
this
Friday.
weekend was a much anticipated outing for us.
We had plans for dinner with the kids when we met them up in Orlando.
Dinner and breakfast. So we were going to get to see them.
And then Saturday we had Disney. And then we had Cirque du Soleil that night. And then we had Epcot on Sunday for the Food and Wine Festival.
It was just a
Amazing.
fun-filled. Plus the fact that we got to come back Monday. So it's a short work week. Hooray. Wow. Where do we start? Do you want to start?
Well, yes, I'll start.
Okay.
So Friday, I made it a point to get out early.
I love that you and I are in sync.
I get out early from work. I think I only was at work for, 2 hours, 3 hours?
And I want to interject that I even went above and beyond to make sure that my patients came earlier than their appointment time so that I too could leave earlier than I had requested.
I get home. You get home. We leave on time.
Because
We're
may
good.
I say that we even packed our bags
Yeah.
from 2 days before. Like we were prepared.
We were literally ready. We were like, this is happening. Let's go. Right? We're gone. We're in the truck. We are driving. We are like, let's get some chicken
Right
sandwiches.
now, I'm thinking about the song. Wouldn't it be nice? Dun, dun.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. That's
Okay?
us.
We stopped. We grabbed some chicken sandwiches at Wendy's, and we were on our way. Fantastic.
ETA 7 p.m.
ETA 7 p.m. Told the kids, hey, we're going to meet you at the restaurant.
We were gonna do Korean barbecue for the first time.
Yes, with the kids. And we start driving. We make it through Miami-Dade.
1 hour later.
We make it through Miami-Dade. No, we were right at the end of Miami-Dade. And all of a sudden, slow down.
This is to be expected. School is letting out. Parents are
Traffic.
going to pick up their kids. People are coming out of work. Okay.
We were like, okay, we're going to get a little bit. Time of arrival, ETA, changes to 7:35 or 7:40. And we're like, no big deal. We miscalculated the traffic. No problem.
It's all right.
We keep going. Up on our screen, GPS, this is 2 hours in. On the GPS, it says, we found a better route for you. We're going to get you there earlier. And we were like, fantastic. We're getting back our time. And this...
Well, because it had now changed to 8 p.m.
Right. Little by little, it had picked up and we were back at 8 p.m. Our new route got us there at 7:15 or 7:20, something like that. And we were like...
Well, we did debate it.
We did debate it.
Should we? Should we not?
Because one took us off the turnpike, which is what we always do, and one kept us on the turnpike. So we decided to go off the turnpike, and we took I-95 for a stretch to cut across.
It was at this point
That we knew that we fucked up.
Oh my!
So,
and
Here we are. Here we are on 95. We're smooth sailing. We're flying.
Yeah.
There's nothing, no issues. All of a sudden, an alert pops up and says, new estimated time of arrival, 11:59 p.m.
And at that same time, brake lights.
And we're like, what in the world is going on here? We all of a sudden are in dead stop traffic.
And when we say dead stop, it's not even like a 2-mile-an-hour crawl.
No.
There's
People-
no movement.
people out of their cars. It was a disaster. We ended up getting stuck.
And without service.
Yeah, without service.
So we're trying to message the kids now. We don't know what's going on. We're
We
trying to
couldn't
look
call
up
them.
what's going on. We can't look it up. We couldn't do anything. We tried calling them. The call would drop. In this day and age, isn't that majorly disappointing? I'm just
I'm sure
saying.
that there were people that had reception.
How?
They had other providers that have better service there.
Wow.
Anyways, we were stuck there. To make this a long story short, because I don't want to relive it. Honestly, it was.
I thought we were going to drag our audience through the trauma that we endured.
I'm not going to drag them through the drama. We ended up getting to our room just after 11 o'clock.
No. After 11 o'clock, it was almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
Was it really? Really? Where was I? Listen. Hold on.
Can I go back a little bit?
No. I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
I'm gonna say there was a point where there's a picture of this.
Is there?
Yeah, the picture you took of me outside of the truck.
Oh yeah.
So there's a point where I get out of the truck and I am just desperate for anything because we can't see what's going on in front of us.
It's dark already.
It's dark. It's I-95. There's no lights. There's no way to get out. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm going absolutely crazy. Okay. And I just start pacing out in traffic. People must have looked at me and thought I was crazy. But I
mean, there were a couple of people who were out too.
Yeah. But I had lost it. I had lost it. So much so that when we started moving, you decided that it would be a good idea to put on some late 90s, early 2000s music, which we started singing along to with the windows down, singing at the top of our lungs just to
let out the frustration.
Let out some frustration. And at one point in a break between the songs, I just let out the biggest scream.
Blood curling.
Just because I needed to just let some steam off. And the lady next to us opens up her window and says...
No, her window was down.
No.
Yes, her window was down.
No, she put down her window.
Did you watch her put down her window?
Yes, I watched her put down the window. That's why I'm saying her window was down.
When I looked over, her window was down.
Because she put it down. And she looks over and says, "Was that you?"
Well, because from my angle, just so you know, she did a little jump on her chair. Mm-hmm. Like it was just, I don't know, it alarmed her, it scared her, whatever it was. It's unexpected to hear her scream like that.
Absolutely.
And then I burst out laughing, so that's why she was like, "Wait, was that you?" Yes. I think your voice was very high pitched. I will say. And then
I started laughing.
Yeah.
And we just lost control in our laughter.
Mm-hmm. Well, at that point, I think it was more of a delusional laughter because
we hadn't eaten anything.
Well, and now we have told the kids we can't see them, right? That was super heartbreaking for me because we had plans. We were going to go to this restaurant. It was something that they've been telling us for a while that they want us to go try Korean barbecue. And, we've been looking forward to this for months. Mm-hmm. And our Mike took the time off of work to be able to be off that evening. So all of these things play into, I'm completely devastated that we can't see them. We're exhausted. I can't do long trips, without having some rest in between because my tailbone just hurts me. That's just something it's a new ache and pain. If there was a book about the aches and pains that you get at your 40s, I don't know who else suffers from that, but I sat on your leg the other day, and what did you say?
Get your bony butt off of me.
I just want to put a shout out to my mom. I got that from her because I remember being a child and she would sit on our laps. She would, and she did this on purpose. Like she would say, "Oh, I just want to hug you." And we would be like, come sit on us." And then as soon as she would sit, she'd sit in a way that you would just get that bone right in your leg. And you were like, "No." And she's like, "You want me to get off?" And we were like, "No, we want you to stay." But it was the struggle with her bone, with her tailbone that's just bony.
Yes.
It hurt. It hurts. But anyway, I was destroyed. So we finally get to our place, and you even stopped to get some Taco Bell because they're open late.
I was
And I was
starving.
like, no, thank you. I don't want anything. I just wanted my bed. I was thinking, tomorrow's another day, and it's going to be a good day. It's just the one thing, and what it ended up happening was that a camper overturned and covered the entire 3 lanes in the highway, right? And this is where we discovered that you are an absolute, no questions asked rule follower. And I am not. In fact, I sat there and I thought about what would have happened had I been in the driver's seat instead of you. We probably would have had an argument about that. Because there were people who said, after 30 minutes of that, we sat there for 5 hours.
Yeah, but where did those people go?
I don't know, but they weren't there.
Because they were all just parked up in the front, just waiting.
I would have driven off-road. I don't know. Point being is that at some point people said, I'm not doing this, and they took the emergency lane. A lot of people. It wasn't 2 or 3 cars. There was a lot of people who decided to move out of the way. And I would have been one of those. I don't know what that would have gotten us. But lesson learned, never in our lives again are we taking I-95 because...
Well, hold on. Even on Sunday, before we went to Epcot, I was just scrolling, and I saw that there was another accident southbound on 95 where a tanker flipped over and had all of southbound closed down.
But isn't I-95 always on the news? Accidents and stuff like that. So when we had to evacuate for a hurricane, which we ended up saying was which hurricane?
Irma,
that's right. When we evacuated for Hurricane Irma, didn't we end up going on I-95? Because everything else was...
We were all over the place.
I mean, because everything else was locked up, right? And I felt that same experience.
There's no other word that works for this. It translates simply into desperation, but it doesn't have the same ring unless you say it in Spanish.
No.
Una desesperación. It's like a Spanish novela. La desesperación.
Oh my goodness. I just felt completely suffocated.
Tonight on La desesperación.
That should be a title.
No, hold on. Tonight on La Despes. I can't say it.
Yes, you can.
Desesperación.
You just said
La Desesperación.
Can you say unfortunately in Spanish?
No.
Yes, you can.
What is unfortunately in Spanish?
I know. I just messed it up. And I've been working on it.
What is it? So I can try.
All right. Mom, be proud of me.
Oh, okay.
All right. Here we go. This, afortunadamente.
Desafortunadamente.
You know what I say?
I'm
Hold
pausing.
on. This afortunadamente. That's what I say.
Desafortunadamente. Oh, I got it. I have to get into my villainous novela stance.
Okay.
You see the angle of my head?
Yes.
Desafortunadamente.
I love how
And I
you
have
say
to-
that so easily.
And I have to like bring my voice down and sound like.
Did you see how I have to say it all
the
chopped
other,
up?
What was the other word we were just doing?
Desperation.
Desesperación. You see that?
You're so good at that. Amazing.
La-
Amazing.
La desesperación.
Wow.
Desafortunadamente.
So we end up making it. We don't see our kids. And it was a long day. We both woke up at 5 o'clock to go to work. You drive in traffic all day. We were already having a bad traffic experience up there. I just felt a little traumatized by Irma and feeling that we were in that again, because that's what Irma was like.
Yeah.
It took us, we could have gone to Georgia with the amount of time that it took us to get 3.5 hours away from our home.
It was
Wow.
ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Okay.
Ridiculous.
So we
Anyways,
go.
Friday, we done?
We're done with
I don't want
Friday.
to talk about Friday anymore.
Oh, wow. Only how many minutes in?
20.
Wow.
6.
Okay. Yeah. We're good to move on. Go ahead.
Okay. Saturday, we wake up. We are revving.
Were you saying
Revving?
ready?
No, I'm trying to find another word. We were raring to go.
Roaring to go.
Roaring to go.
There you go.
Right? We're going to Disney. I don't remember the last time we went to Disney.
I will. I'll tell you.
Okay.
We went when they were building the dwarfs and Snow White,
You're right.
which I want to say was 7 years ago. I don't know why I want to say it was 7 years ago. Look it up.
Because of the 7 dwarves?
Oh, is that what it is? I don't know why. I have it in me that this was 7 years ago.
We'll take over because I'm looking in the...
Okay, you're looking right now, right? So I don't know where you were going with it.
We were roaring to go.
Roaring to go. Okay. And we get there. The weather's absolutely amazing. We did the lightning pass for the very first time. We have never been those type of people who buy fast passes or skip the line or anything like that. But because we had,
When was it?
I don't know. I said
No.
7. I said 7 years.
What year are we in?
24.
8 years ago. It opened up in 2014. 10 years ago. I can't do math.
You can't.
Holy cow. Has it been 10 years?
Wow. No, and they were still building it. So I don't even know if we were a year away from that.
That's insane that it's been that long.
Because we've gone back to Epcot. We just haven't gone back to Disney. And God knows when was the last time that we went to Animal Kingdom.
Right when Avatar first came? It was that far back.
Yeah. Wow, I forgot Avatar was there. Such a good ride.
It was a good ride.
So good. Okay, but anyway, wow. That was such a long time ago. Are you okay?
I'm dying.
Roaring to go.
Desafortunadamente me estoy muriendo.
Oh, God, I'm so jealous.
Oh, goodness. I'm
Okay.
fine.
Drink your water.
It's almost gone.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
So we get to Magic Kingdom.
I was saying that we bought the Lightning Lane, right? And the reason we did that was because we had Cirque du Soleil Drawn to Life at that evening, and we had already made a plan that we were going to leave the park at 4 p.m. so that we could go back to our Airbnb, shower, maybe take a nap, get ready, and then be at our show, be at the place by 7.
Yep.
That was the plan. So we did the Lightning Lane so that we could ensure that we would ride the things that we wanted to do the most, and then we'd wait in the line for the other stuff. Thoughts?
Okay, so we had the only thing that we did not have an opportunity to ride was the Tron ride because it was sold out and completely jam-packed, and the Tiana's whatever Splash Mountain turned into. So we missed out on
And
those
I
two
don't even
things.
know why. How do you even get on that ride?
So I guess they had some technical difficulties with the ride, and they must have fixed it at some point throughout the day.
I see.
But we just missed the queue anyway.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Either way, we came in with a plan. We rope dropped. She's chuckling
You
because
and that
it's the
rope
first time she hears it. Anyways, so we get there, park opens, and we have a plan. And let me tell you, the plan went off without a hitch.
I've never seen a more executed plan.
It was perfectly executed. We got off of the Hall of Presidents show at 3:59. That's literally right behind the castle, and we beelined it right to the truck. Got home, took a shower, and we took a nap.
That ended up sucking.
Yeah, it was a horrible nap. But we tried to make sure that we gave ourselves enough time to get to
Disney Springs, because this is where we were going. Except, sorry, we didn't really know. We've been to Disney Springs before, recently actually, and we've seen the Cirque du Soleil tent, whatever you want to call it. But we weren't sure how traffic worked. Did they have their own separate parking? Was it parking in Disney Springs? We weren't sure.
Yeah, we with that part of it, we kind of dropped the ball a little bit.
And as we start getting right to it, you call out a sign that's blinking in front of us that says
parking lot full.
Parking lot full. Garage full.
Yeah, there was nowhere to park.
We're like, no, that can't be.
And we are 30 minutes from the doors
Not
opening.
yet.
Yeah.
We were 45 minutes away from the doors when we arrived. At 7. No, yeah, it was 7:15 when we arrived. Show starts at 8.
Yes, but the doors open at 7:30.
Okay.
When we got there, we were 30 minutes away from doors opening.
And then?
Okay. And we started going around looking, and we're like, this is going to be bad.
And
I don't know that we're going to get to the show on time.
And the thing is, the parking lot for where Cirque du Soleil is at is not connected to the Disney Springs parking lot. And it's very different, and it's almost, I would say, made up like a maze. You go in one way and you have to exit out the other way. You can't exit out the same way that you came in. So you're literally trapped inside.
Yeah. No, it was a horrible maze. And
So
in one of those, we turn into a spot, or into one of the lanes, and I see this.
you were already like, we're not going to make it.
Yeah, we're not gonna make it. And then I see this lady and this guy. They're walking, and he's kind of doing the little tippy toe thing to look over to see, kind of to try and figure out where their car is at. And I'm like, "Are you guys leaving?" And they're like, "Yes." I'm like, "I will give you $20. Jump in the truck, and I will drive you to your car so I can have your parking spot. We're gonna miss our show." And she's like, No, just follow us." So I start following right behind. Literally, my bumper is like 2 feet away from her. Okay? There's a line of people
Everywhere.
that were just parked in the lane where they had parked. And I was bypassing all of them. I just went around them, and I just stayed together with these people. And it couldn't have been a more perfect spot. We were able to get in. We got parking, and we go running into the show. We got to the gate, or to the entrance of the show. Minutes as they opened, right? And
the pre-show was going to start.
The pre-show was going to start, and we've always enjoyed the pre-show for the Cirque du Soleil shows. And then Ketmia looks over and sees that there's an elevator on the other side with like 4 people in front of it. The staircase is jam-packed with people.
I thought that thing was going to fall.
There was like 1,000 people
on these stairs.
On the stairs. And I'm like, if we go up the stairs, we're not going to make it. And she's like, let's go to the elevator. And the elevator took us right up and put us right in front of our seats. We got amazing seats.
Yeah, where were they?
Front row.
Front row.
Yes.
This wasn't like kind of front row. It was the front. We were the front row.
Yes, I put my arm out and I would touch
But
the
we haven't
stage.
gotten that year.
Anyways, so the show pre-show starts. Amazing pre-show, so interactive. They brought people in from the stage, from the crowd onto the stage, and they
The
drew,
whole
it was
whole
so fantastic.
concept for that specific show of Cirque du Soleil was incredible. Incredible. I would say that if there's one Cirque du Soleil show that you have to see from the ones that we've seen so far, that's the one to see. There's so much nostalgia to it.
Corteo was not Corteo. Echo.
Echo. No,
Echo
no.
was incredible.
Amazing. Amazing. But this one, I just feel like we were more connected to the story. I don't know why.
Well, hold on, but that you're of course you're going to be more connected to the story. It was Disney.
But that's what I'm saying. Things that you can relate to, they just you gravitate more towards them. You
Yeah.
feel differently for them. But point being is that we were so close that you ended up
Being part of the show.
being part of the show.
It
How
was good though.
crazy is that?
Yeah, so one of the actors, he's kind of like the clown, I guess you would say.
He's one of them. Yeah.
So he comes
Just
flying,
not in clown
Yeah.
costume.
He comes flying off the stage, right? And I catch him and I put him on my lap. And he just starts hugging me and kind of like playing to the crowd, and he's kind of like just like trying to figure out, if I'm okay with.
He didn't actually fall. He
Right.
meant to do that.
Right, of course.
You just played right along with it.
I played right along with it. And then he kind of like started to.
I think he assessed you to see what can he use.
Yes, he wanted
comedy.
He wanted to see how far he could push, and I was there for it.
Yeah. So he decides.
Yeah. So he pulls off my hat.
Which is not just any hat.
No, it's a Scully, which is.
If you've seen Peaky
Yes.
Blinders, you know what kind of hat
Peaky
that
Blinders
is.
hat. Anyways, he's fully expecting a bald head.
Because you just got a haircut. And
Yes.
you do.
I do skin on the side.
And then.
And I just leave hair on top. So all of the hair on my head is literally underneath the hat. So he pulls off my hat fully expecting for there to be no hair. He was probably going to rub and shine on my head or do something.
He was
So
ready.
as soon as he pulls off the hat, he's like, "Whoa, what is this?" Because his word was okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's all
He said okay. That's the only word that he said.
And then he like runs his fingers.
Yeah,
through
he
your
runs
hair,
his
like,
fingers through my hair
"Ooh."
and kisses me on the head. And it was so funny. We just had such a good
He
time.
even sort of caressed your beard, no lie.
Yeah. And then he kind of walked away and he turns around and he looks at me and he's like, "Okay." And I screamed back at him. I was like, "Okay." So I just played along with him, and it was so cool. And then like throughout the show, he like pointed back over at me a couple times, and like there was interaction throughout the show, and it was great. It was so much fun, to be able to see it, and we had a fantastic time. And then we're like, let's grab something to eat, which was another fiasco.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Because after the show, it's like 9:30 at night, and
We're hungry
We're hungry,
because we have not eaten since lunch.
and we had planned. We're like, okay, we're gonna go grab some sushi, but the parking lot was so jam packed. We're like, it's gonna take us an hour just to get out of the parking lot.
Plus,
so
it took 23 minutes to get to the sushi restaurant that we were looking at.
right.
So already that
Yeah.
was just going to be its
So
own thing.
So we decided we're just
So
gonna
we're like in
eat
Disney
there.
Springs. Yeah, there's got to be something here.
Yeah. So we go around. We looked at a couple of different menus. Nothing really called our attention. And then one place had some pictures that looked delicious. And we went and we're like, can we grab a table? They give us a menu. And we start looking at this menu. Now listen. If you are a restaurant, especially at Disney Springs, your menu should make sense.
It should, at any
hold on.
place, it should be
Your
easy to
menu should
understand.
be cohesive.
And easy to understand.
This menu was so bad. We absolutely had no idea what we were looking at.
I mean, I looked over at you at one point and I said, "What are you getting?" Because I thought, surely you know. I'm just the idiot here, right? I don't know what's going on. And you're like, I don't know. I'm still looking. And I was like, because I'm confused.
Yeah, we
I don't
could
know.
not
Like,
we could not
help
figure
me out.
we couldn't figure out the menu at all. Mind you, the ridiculous pricing that they had, like in the top corners and on the
Yeah, there was a rice bowl that was $140.
yeah, we were like, what is this and what are these people talking about? These people are absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So
And we can't really explain the menu to you in a way that
It
the
was
listener can make
eclectic.
sense. I'm just saying
Have
there was
okay.
nowhere for you to see where are the appetizers, where are the sides. There was no
I
labels.
have a perfect way to do it.
Okay.
Have you ever been to a thrift shop? And you know that booth, the one that has
50
a little bit
million
of
things.
everything?
Yeah.
That's the menu.
Right.
We could not tell what in the world they were selling.
There was nothing that was separated. There was no, okay, well, here's your main course or your seafood or anything like that. It just said shrimp in garlic and white wine. Well, what does that mean? Is this like an appetizer shrimp? What does it come with? You know, is this a meal? There was too many questions from just reading one thing.
Yeah, it was so bad. Well, we literally got up and we walked out. And we just started walking, and
we ended up
in an Italian place.
That was not what we thought it would
not
be.
what it was going to be.
Wait. The outside of the restaurant was so... It reminded me of Little Italy in the Keys. I thought we were going to be taken to a basement, right? And there was going to be a grandmother and her whole family back there cooking for us. That's the vibe that you got from the outside. And then the moment we walk in, they're like, "Come with us, friends." And I was like, whoa.
It was very
And there was a curtain.
Disney-esque.
There was a curtain. We walk through the curtain, and what do they say? Walk downstairs. And we're like, oh, like the basement. But the moment you walk downstairs, I'm, again, confused because I felt like I've seen this place before, except it's out of place.
Yeah,
Something's weird.
Again, it was like, what is going on here? And while we were sitting, we had ordered our food. And while we were sitting, we start looking around, and I start catching little details. And I'm like,
because I asked you.
This is an airport. It's an
What is this
airport.
supposed to be? Exactly. An airport, what? Not a lounge, but...
No, it was just an airport. And
Yeah.
then they had like a
Because
lounge
they had
in one
gate,
corner.
like
and-
gate 1, gate 2. There were pictures of all over the
Well,
world.
even that, it was gate 1 on the right-hand side and gate 3 on the left-hand side. Where was gate 2 and where was everything else?
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It was a mess. Either way, we
So
sat
it was
there.
a very Disney Italian
Yes.
place. Is
and
what
it was mediocre at best.
Oh my god.
Do you not agree?
I mean, it was what it was.
It was what it was.
I mean, at that point, I just wanted to get some food in me.
Yeah. So we ate and we left, and on the way back we found a Marvel store and we found
Star Wars
the
store.
Star Wars store.
Mm-hmm.
So we were able to kind of look a couple things around.
And then we were like, look, tomorrow is the Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah. We're going to be
okay.
We're going to be okay.
And I want to say that the weather when we went to Disney was wonderful. I mean, it was warm, but there was a breeze. It was sort of a little cloudy. Perfect. No rain, nothing.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It was nice. It was
Perfect day.
Not super hot.
It felt like it was
nice.
September was on it,
Yes.
knocking on the door.
So for the Food and Wine Festival, we had decided we're going to go a little bit later because we don't need to be there early because we want to
drink.
We want to drink and we wanted to.
We want to
eat
be
food
reasonable
and,
people.
We're not going to be drinking at 10:00 in the morning. If we wanted to wait till 11:30.
More brunch hour.
I was like, Anyways, so we get to the park. I think it was about 10:30,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get to the park. We go and we do soaring because that was something that we didn't get to do the last time that we came. And the wait for soaring was an hour, which was fine. We were there for an hour, whatever. And afterwards, when we were leaving, we start hitting these little booths with all this food and all these different drinks and all this other kind of stuff. And we ate a lot of food and we drank a lot of beer.
And I just want to say, because the people at work today were asking me, how do we manage to go all the way around and, do everything with the Food and Wine Festival? And it's because we're very smart about it. Even though you're hungry and everything looks good and you want to try something, we do limit ourselves to one, maybe two items from the menu.
Right, but
And
and
it's
we share
one.
it.
It's
And
one.
we share it.
So if it's for example, we got to try bison with a sweet potato puree and some root vegetables, and we ordered one. And so really what you're getting is a tasting is what you're getting, but it isn't enough to fill you where you can't enjoy everything or you're overeating, So I think what does fill you up is the beer.
Yes.
The beer starts to fill you up.
But we're drinking it 6 ounces at a time. So it's not like you're drinking a full beer every single time, every single place. But it starts to add up. We probably had what, 6 or 7 beers
Between both of us? Yeah.
No.
I mean, at one point,
individually.
this is 100% true. 100% true. At one point, I looked over to my right and there was a plant next to my face because I was laying flat on a stone surface facing part of the plants that they had planted because I needed a nap.
But it wasn't because you were hammered. Okay, hold on. One thing we did not talk about.
I needed a nap.
Listen, one thing that we did not talk about.
Yeah, I was getting there.
This day was literally the pits of hell opened to the earth.
And I'm talking about the pits.
It was so hot.
Hot.
Listen.
And muggy.
My shirt, okay? Like, there was so much sweat that my shirt changed color. My arms were dripping sweat.
I felt,
so bad.
TMI, but I had sweat running down my legs where all I could think about was if anybody's sitting there people watching, they're going to think this girl's peeing herself.
They were sweating just as much.
I don't know. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm just going to interject an interaction I had with a patient. Because I get special ones, okay? And it's about sweating. This patient came and removed her bra because she needed to remove her bra for this exam. And as soon as she removed it, she scrunched it up in her hands and buried her nose in it and took a very loud... See?
What for?
Doesn't smell. That's what she said to me. Doesn't smell. I don't sweat. I don't have any body odor. And I literally stared at her like, please don't kill me. I mean, so when you said they were probably sweating the same, you just made me think about this woman who said she doesn't sweat. Okay.
Anyways, so we start... So we like to go through the Canada side. We do it backwards to end in Mexico.
I'm sorry, Mexico's boring.
Yes. So we plan it so we can end in Mexico, right? And by the time that we got to Germany, I was not walking straight anymore.
It is so much fun though. If the weather was nicer.
Yes.
The thing is, we were dying at the same time.
So we decided Germany. We're like, all right, we're gonna take a break. Let's sit around for a little bit.
Find a little shade.
Find a little bit of shade.
And this is where I turn around and I'm face to face with the plant.
Yes, we're napping. I took a nap. You did.
Without any regard to anybody walking.
So we leave, right? So after our nap, we get up and we start walking.
We're reinvigorated.
Yes, we're reinvigorated. And then the heavens opened and started to pour. Okay, but not just rain, thunder and lightning.
And sideways rain.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's Florida. So we bought some ponchos,
Which were good.
which were good, really good. And we're like, we're just going to go in the rain. And we start walking in the rain, start going around. And there was a mac and cheese station that I missed that I wanted to try. And we went and found it. And after we had our horrible mac and cheese,
Which was overhyped on social media.
super overhyped, we finished it. And I looked over at Ketmia. And I told her, what do you think? What do you think if we just go home?
Because we're pretty much done. We've
Yeah.
done everything. And listen, at this point, because we're wet, we're hot, we're just expired at this point, okay? Our feet hurt so much that I asked you, have you ever been afraid to take off your sock? Because you just know you're going to pull skin off with it. That's how our feet felt.
Yeah, it was.
So even the thought of walking back to the car, it was just like, can I just make it out there? I wouldn't have lasted. Like, we don't last anymore to watch fireworks or anything. We just don't even have it in us.
No, it was it. It was. We get out to our truck. We go home. Did we take a nap?
We did for a while.
Oh, that was a good nap.
Yeah.
We did
Because
get a good-
we slept 2 hours, woke up, watched something, and fell asleep while watching it. We
Yes.
were, but just gassed, entirely gassed.
But when we got back up, we were like, we're hungry, so we ordered some pizza to be delivered,
Which was subpar.
which is subpar. Bro, we went to the Food and Wine Festival, and all we ate was crap food the whole weekend.
Well, but the Food and Wine Festival did have a few things that were stellar.
No, the
Yes.
food. Okay, there it was fine, but whatever. It was just it.
We got to see the kids the next day, which
Yeah,
was wonderful.
We had breakfast with them, at a new little spot that we found over there. We hung out for a little bit, and then we drove home with no incident.
Thank God.
It was a smooth ride home.
And then that night,
And then that night,
you come to me and you're like, I don't feel so good.
mm-hmm.
You remember? You said
Yep.
that to me? And I was like, wait, like what? Like you're coming down with something or what? We both got our flu shots before going up there. I was like, give me the crowds. I'm ready.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden,
The heavens open.
I felt like I got punched with a baseball bat on the side of my face.
Toothache.
Toothache. I'm dying. I don't sleep that entire night.
And there's nothing I can do.
Nothing.
And plus, this is Monday.
Yes.
Okay, this is our last day before going back to work. We had plans. We were going to watch a movie. We're, having fun and all that stuff. We can't do any of that because you cannot think of anything but the pain.
Yeah, it's just bad. I make it through the night. Barely. And I go to the dentist the next day. Now, when I tell you traumatic experience. Traumatic experience.
Do you really, like, this is an honest question.
100%.
So when I tell you that I have trauma that I've
I
experienced.
need a therapist.
So you feel, because I feel like you've never really been able to understand that part when I tell you I have trauma from the dentist.
When I tell you that I need a therapist to work out my feelings.
You're joking though.
No,
That's the
I'm being dead
thing.
serious. Let me tell you something. Listen, the doctor tells me that we need to do a root canal because there is a cavity that you have on this back molar that opened up the nerve opening, the opened up to it. So I'm getting air into there, and that's where I'm getting the pain. And she's like, we're going to prep you, and then on Tuesday you come back in, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to take care of that tooth for you. When they start getting in there, all of a sudden, I have never felt the pain that I felt that day. The doctor,
Even with your kidney stone?
even with the kidney stones, even when the balloon popped in my eye, like when I tell you, never have I felt pain like this before. And I literally almost passed out. The doctor looked at me and said, I've never seen a man so big and strong like you change so many colors in so many seconds so quickly. And they just kept on trying and trying and trying to like figure out. They were trying to kill that nerve, that one open nerve, because it's something that's called, I guess it's called a hot tooth, and nothing that they could do. And I literally got to the point where I looked over at her and I said, if you don't grab a pair of pliers and pull this thing out of my mouth, I am going to shoot myself. I could not take the pain anymore. And she looked at me, she goes, I'm going to try one more thing. If that doesn't work, then I'll pull it. And she literally took Novocaine and shot it directly into the nerve. And the pain was still there. And then she went to town and took the tooth out.
How many hours did you sit in that chair?
5.5 hours. Now, let me tell you, I got my mouth and jaw and face beat up so bad that here I am 2 days later and I'm still hurting.
It's not the same pain.
Not the pain from my tooth, the pain from like opening my jaw and like
everything they did. They beat you up.
It was so bad. I feel better.
You bled a lot too.
I feel better, but it was absolutely traumatic.
Wow, honey, that's awful. It's just awful. I mean, I shudder. I shudder to think about going to the dentist. And it's such a thing, right? Because they're there to help you. And I think pretty much the consensus is nobody likes the dentist.
But she felt bad, man. She just looked at me and she's like,
well, and they made it harder on themselves because instead of just grabbing your tooth and pulling it out, by this time they have filed it into something that is hard to grab onto.
Yep.
To the point where it broke and they had to go in and dig around.
They had to dig around. They had to saw it off. They had to, like, it was a disaster.
Whoa. Okay. Too much information.
Anyways.
Sorry, people. But this is the conclusion of the week that we have had. And we are now on the precipice of another weekend that we are looking forward to because this coming weekend, we're going to a beer festival, a little early because that's supposed to be an Oktoberfest, but going to this up in Dania Beach, and then we're going to hit the
Miami International Auto Show,
which is something we've never done before.
Right, so that'll be fun.
So we're looking forward to another fun-filled weekend.
Yes. So definitely crazy week. And then glad it's over.
Roaring to go.
Yes. So here we are recording because we want to make sure you guys have an episode to listen to on Monday. And all we ask of you is to share it with your friends. Share it with people that you think may enjoy listening to our shenanigans. Anyways, that's all I got, babe. What you got?
That's it.
All right.
Sayonara.
That is all from us. Have a good night. Bye-bye now.
That was so formal.
Thank you. This is Walter Cronkite signing off. And that's the
Who's
way...
Walter Cronkite?
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
I know that. Who's Walter Cronkite?
He does it in the movie. Walter Cronkite.
Really?
Yeah, he's just a
nobody.
A nobody.
How do you remember that?
You know we're still recording.
Oops, sorry.
We're gonna sign off now for real.
Okay,
Goodbye
bye.
now.